What's up, guys? Welcome back to Latin Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, today I'm really excited because we're going to be going to a place that I've been dying and waiting for the last 2 years, and it's a place called Nando Grill. This is going to be a Venezuelan carne embarada, which is essentially a Venezuelan barbecue spot here in Orlando. They've been in Miami, I think, for the last 2 years, maybe a little bit more, and they just went boom down there, and it's super popular. I do know they have a few other locations, but they finally opened their location here in Orlando. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be a couple of months, but I'm really excited to try this place out and see how it is. On a side note, while I'm very excited, I'm also a little bit concerned because I have a feeling this is going to be the most expensive and possibly overpriced barbecue in all of Orlando, but that's why I'm going and that's what I want to find out. With that said, guys, if you like these videos and you like the way that the videos are going and you like the places that we're visiting, do me a favor, hit that like button so we can go ahead and keep on doing it and visit more places like this. That way you guys can check them out, see if it's really worth it. Because today we're going to be testing the hype of this place because this place is still booming here in Orlando. It actually has been a couple of weeks since it's opened and I've been told that it's extremely full all the time. So I'm going to try to get here right before they open and hopefully we can get a good span of the restaurant and try their food out and see how it is. So enough talking, I'm starving, but let's head out. All right, guys, awesome. We are here, we made it. Atmosphere is really nice. It's a perfect day to do this because we're sitting on the outside of the restaurant so that way we don't bug them with the music being too loud. They actually turned it down for us, which is awesome. Right off the bat, it is very expensive, like extremely expensive. I don't want to judge too hard until the food comes out because maybe my numbers in my head are not working properly. I guarantee it is pretty pricey. However, they're saying that the quantity of food that you're getting is quite a bit, so I'll be the judge of that. Once the food comes out, I'll tell you like, hey, this does look like it's worth 30, 40 bucks, or this does look like it's worth 15, 20 bucks. Because that's one of my biggest gripes with Venezuelan restaurants and Venezuelan food. So with that said, I'm gonna wait for the food to come out and try it out. All right, guys, so the first thing that they brought out, and this is like an appetizer, it's typically like your chips and salsa. I think it's plantain chips with some like garlic sauce. We're about to try them out and see how it is. So let's check this out. All right, guys, so here we go. I'm gonna have some plantain chips. I don't know if these are freshly house-made. I gotta try them and I'll tell you. And then we're gonna go ahead and just try a little bit of this garlic sauce. Garlic sauce is like a super famous Venezuelan sauce that we use on pretty much almost everything. But let's go ahead and try it out and see how it is. All right, guys, here we go. Wow, that garlic sauce is really, really good. It has strong garlic flavor, a little bit of spice. I think it's from the actual garlic itself. Nice and creamy, not too salty. Not only that, but you have like the chips themselves that are nice and thin. They're very airy when you bite down, so they're very crispy more than anything. Really, really good. All right, guys, we got our first plate out. I'm gonna show you right here. This is gonna be the Nando Grill starter. It looks really good. There's a lot of stuff on here, not bad. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, guys, so this right here is the Nando Grill starter, as I mentioned. There's quite a few things that I wanna show you guys here. First, they have the regular tequeños. These are fried cheese sticks, Venezuelan fried cheese sticks. Amazing if you've never had it because of the cheese that's inside. You have queso llanero, you have nata, you have queso fresco, you have 2 small fried arepas, you have 2 corn tequeños, which that's interesting. I haven't really had that. And then you have these are called manzocas. I have no idea what that is. I'm actually thinking that's like fried plantain, like maybe rolled up into a sausage and just deep fried like that, but I'll try it out in a second. With that said, this is gonna be some of the best cheese. It's very salty, but it's some of the best cheese you'll ever have. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, so first things first, this is cheese. So I wanna make sure that we try this real quick. So the cheese inside, it's not gonna be your typical pull cheese. It's not mozzarella cheese. The way the cheese is just, it's really salty. This is like some of the best cheese you'll ever have. And then the way the dough is on the outside, it's not necessarily flaky, but it's a very thin rolled dough. This is amazing. It's very buttery. The dough on the outside kind of reminds me a little bit of the Pillsbury Doughboy type of like little breads, but it's not that. This is all handmade. Oh, with tequeños, it's some of my favorite food. The next one here, guys, is gonna be the corn tequeño. It's the same thing, but the outside is used, they use like a corn flour type of thing. It's usually kind of sweet on the outside. I'm trying to remember, there's a Puerto Rican dish that's very similar to this. This one though, it has the tequeño cheese on the inside. So let's go ahead and try it out. Oh, wow. That cheese is slightly different, but as I mentioned, the inside, nice and cheesy, and like it's kind of sweet, the corn on the outside. Oh, this is actually really, really good. It almost reminds me of maybe like a more solid corn pancake, Venezuelan corn pancake, but this is really, really good. All right, guys, this right here is mandoca. I think I've had this before. I don't remember what it is. I'm gonna try to see if I can deduce it, but see how it is. Okay. So Danny did try it before me, and I think he was pretty spot on. There's definitely a lot of plantain in this. I think this is like plantain mixed with something. I'm not sure if it's flour, but the texture on the inside, it almost feels like uncooked cookie dough, but this is phenomenal. You have that little bit of bitterness on the outside from the frying. You have a little bit of the inside as well that's really strong in flavor of plantain. This is actually really, really good. I actually really like it. I'm gonna go ahead and just dip it or get some cheese on it since it's nice and hot and try it out. But yeah, guys, this is really, really, So nata here is essentially sour cream with butter, is how you make this at home. It's really, 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 really good. I know there's some other ways to make it, but that's the way that I know how to make it. But now we're gonna go ahead and try this. Here you go. It cuts through the sweetness very slightly. It's nice, and you have like a little tiny bit of buttery taste. Kind of counteracts the sweetness of this, but it goes together so well. Usually nata you have it with, and it's funny because I think this actually also has corn in it. So usually the nata, you typically have it on top of like your corn pancakes, and it's like it goes really well together with like how delicious and sweet the corn is. You get a little bit of bitterness of the sauce, you get the cheesy filling on the inside, and sometimes you can have it with meats. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go ahead and dip it a little bit into that cheese. Oh man. The cheese is really salty, but I love it. It's just regular, like it's very unique. Texture-wise, it reminds me a little bit of goat cheese. Flavor is kind of strong like goat cheese, but it's not goat cheese. It's just like a lot more salty instead of like that weird taste that you get from goat cheese. But let's go ahead and try the fried arepas now. It does look like they might have some cheesy filling. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab one right off the bat. Gonna take a bite, and then we're gonna go ahead and have a bite of that queso fresco. Here we go, fried arepa. So it's your typical arepa, but I saw those little brown bits. It is filled with cheese. This is, oh my God. I'm gonna go ahead and, thank God I'm not lactose intolerant, because that would suck for me. It is gonna be the cheesiest, creamiest bite. That's amazing. You guys never had a fried arepa? If you go somewhere that knows how to make it, it's phenomenal. And then right here, I don't think this is queso, I think this is queso de mano. It's like the right term to say it in Spanish. This is typically the cheese that they put inside of the corn pancakes. And for those of you out there, when I say corn pancake, I'm talking about a Venezuelan cachapa. This is the cheese that's inside of it. All right, guys, we ordered the plate. I wanted to order the big family meal, but it's just Danny and I. My wife couldn't come, and I had a few other people that couldn't come as well, so we ended up getting something a little bit smaller. Still, this is a lot of food. Check this out. All right, guys, so I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna take back what I said initially. I think this plate here is 40 bucks. I know it's a little steep, but if the quality of the meat is what I think it is, I actually do think this might be worth it, because you're getting quite a bit of food, especially when you're comparing it to some of those places like Four Rivers or Mission Barbecue and things like that. With that said, we ended up getting some Nando carne, so I can't wait to try that out. We got our steak medium. We have some pork ribs right here. They look really good. That char looks phenomenal. It looks nice and juicy. We have the famous garlic sauce that we just had. Some salsa verde, which I think might be guasacaca. This right here is essentially like a Venezuelan coleslaw. And then you did get to pick two sides with this. They gave us a chorizo, they gave us 2 fried cheese, and then we asked for some fried plantains with some of that llanero cheese. Oh, I can't wait to try that out. But this looks really freaking amazing. Let's dig in. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna just grab some of the sides and put them on my plate. That way I can start cutting into them and I don't have to be constantly going back and forth. I'm gonna get the plantain here. I lost all the cheese when I grabbed it. It is what it is. And I'm gonna grab a pork rib and a couple pieces of steak here. This steak, oh my God, it's so juicy, guys. Oh man. All right, so it's nice and flavorful. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze that so you guys can see the juices coming out of it. Oh my God. We're gonna go ahead and try it out. The smoky smell that comes out from this, from like the wood fire that they cooked this on, is really coming through strong. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, guys, take a look at that steak. That looks really good. Let's try it out here. Oh my God, this steak has really good flavor. It's cooked nice and medium. It's extremely tender, super juicy. Not quite melt in your mouth, but this is really, really, really good. We're gonna go ahead and try another piece out. Maybe we're gonna go ahead and dip it into the wasacaca and then just try this out and see how it is. Oh, all right guys, here we go. Yep, 100% that's wasacaca. So the wasacaca, essentially, there's many different ways to make it. But you have like parsley mixed in with some peppers, some like green bell peppers. You mix that in with, sometimes there's like a little bit of avocado. You have some vinegar, some lime juice. It all comes together really, really well. I know there's like 4 different ways from what I've been told, depending on where from Venezuela you're from, that you can make it. But it's a great way. It's almost like the Venezuelan type of chimichurri that you can make to have with your meats. Because like the slight acidity breaks through that richness of the steak on the meat. They're really freaking good, guys, seriously. Well, I want to dig into the chorizo and the rib. I want to try this before it keeps cooling down. This is the fried cheese. It did cool down quite a bit, but we're gonna go ahead and try it out. All right, here we go. So essentially, it's almost queso para freír. It's nice, really salty. It's funny because when I chew down on it, it's a little bit dense in texture. It actually squeezes against my teeth as I'm biting down. That's funny. That's really freaking good though. But we had a side, now we're gonna go ahead and dig into this pork rib. Let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, so it is nice, it's soft, it's tender, it's pretty juicy despite it looking really, really dry, but I think they did accidentally overcook these because the outside's a little bit bitter. You can kind of taste it and try it out. It has a little tiny bit of a smoke ring. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and just keep eating this. This is really, really good. Like I said, not dry, not as juicy as it can be, but I still really enjoy the flavor. However, even for me, you guys remember that I really like that bark, especially when it's burned. That's something I like, which a lot of people don't, because it's not just bark. This is burnt, like it was an accident, but it's really, really good. The next thing we're gonna try is gonna be this chorizo. This looks really good. You can take a look on the outside here. The chorizo has like nice and golden on the outside, I would say, really. And then the inside's like really good. Let's go ahead and try this out. Here we go. Okay, so the first initial flavor is really, really good, but it actually dissipates really quickly. But I think it's because the ribs and the steak are so well seasoned and juicy that it's hard because I'm making that comparison. Chorizo's really good. Honestly, it doesn't blow me away. The steak and the pork ribs though, totally do. All right guys, we're gonna have a plantain with cheese. Kind of hard to get this wrong. It's really good though. It's fried properly the way that I like to be fried. It's not like slimy, it has like that dark bark texture on the outside. It's nice and really sweet, but then you get this naturally sweet, really, I should say. And then you get this salty cheese. You get this amazing sweet and salty flavor. It's just really savory, really delicious. And I want to try a little bit of the coleslaw. I'm not expecting it to be crazy, but we'll see. That's really good coleslaw. It's really sweet, kind of the same thing as a chorizo. It was really good. I don't take that back. It was really good. But the flavor did dissipate quite quickly. So it's a good way to maybe like cleanse your palate from all the richness of all the different foods that you're having. I can't stop eating the steak though, guys. Oh my God. A really good steak, seriously. All right, guys, so we got the last plate out. I'm gonna be completely honest. I got this thinking that the food that we got wasn't gonna be enough. The food that we got is more than enough. That was really filling. I'm actually really surprised because I thought that if I wouldn't have gotten the family meal, that we wouldn't have been able to get full. But even the regular individual mixed plate, which is what we got, it is super filling. That's crazy. You guys gotta check this out. This looks phenomenal. So this right here is what you call a Venezuelan pepito. This is the most amazing Venezuelan pepito I saw. It is a little bit gourmet looking. So I am gonna go ahead and try it. It has some steak in there, it has cubed cheese. It's the same steak that we got from here. So it's all over that. It looks like they topped it off with that garlic sauce and a little bit of ketchup. And then I'm trying to remember exactly what that is. Those aren't bean sprouts, but I can't remember the name of it right now, but I know those are gonna add a touch of freshness to the richness. And then you have this amazing baguette on the bottom, but I'm gonna try to lift this thing and see if I can take a bite. I think it is weird that they didn't cut it in half. Luckily I have a steak knife that I'm gonna use right now. That way I can get a good grip and try it out. Steak knife here. Oh, this is gonna be a mess because the steak knife is kind of small. Ooh, the outside of that bread, super crispy. The inside, I could already feel it's nice and soft. Oh no, I'm losing pieces of steak. There we go. Oh. Eating pepitos is very messy. Very, very messy. All right, guys, and then look at that cross section. That's amazing. But this is apparently, this is alfalfa, but Let's try it out. I don't know how this is gonna go everywhere. It is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and push it down. I just lost a piece of meat. Let's try it out. So you still get that beautiful flavor. A lot of it fell out. There's some tomatoes in there as well, adds even more freshness. I lost a lot of the meats, unfortunately, when I bit down. The bread on the outside, it's really, really good. It seems a little bit simple or maybe just slightly underbaked, but I think they do that on purpose so it's like nice and soft when you bite down. The sauces just complement each other so well. You get the slight sweetness from the ketchup, and then you get that delicious flavor of the garlic sauce. And then the meat is just, it feels like it's not quite as smoky as the other ones that we had, but I think it's because I'm mixing it in with tomato and all those other sauces. But this is great. I think this reason that this place is so freaking good is because of the quality of their meats. Like, this is top-notch quality right here. Like I said, super juicy. That smoky flavor from the wood fire. You guys knew how I was talking about this place before I got here. This is, I hate that I'm gonna admit it, but this is totally worth it, 100%. And I think everything that we got today, if my quick math in my head is right, of course, you'll guys be able to add it up because you'll be able to see it at the bottom of the screen as you're going. I don't think it is gonna hit $100, which, considering the quality of the food that we have, that's, in my opinion, really, really impressive. So kudos to them. Wow, they blew me away. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this, and I'll get to you guys once I clean up. All right, guys, awesome. So we went ahead and finished having a little bit of water. These tiki glasses, I mean, it's kind of random, but this is really cool that they have that here. I just noticed the design. I just thought it was like some weird design. Anyway, you guys know how I had a view of this place. I knew I had heard really good things. I came here with the mentality of like, I'm probably gonna have some good food. It's probably gonna be overcharged. I am amazed on how good the food was. And yes, there are quite a few things on the menu that are, whoa, like super expensive for what they are. I gotta say though, and you guys know me, you guys know I'm frugal when it comes to stuff like that, but this place is definitely worth it. Like, this was a really good experience. I think the total bill was about exactly $100 if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, we had a lot of food. I'm gonna end up, honestly, I think if Danny and I had just ordered like the meal and that's it, like I hadn't ordered the pepito, like the sandwich, I think him and I could have been pretty full as well. So there was no need to get it. I got it for you guys and obviously to take something home for my wife later. But guys, I 100% recommend this place. I think it's really good. It is a little bit pricey, but I promise you guys, it is definitely worth it. This is coming from someone that came and ate here. I don't know if you do takeout, and I don't know if you come here and then take it home to someone else. When you reheat the things, it might not be the same quality. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, helps out the algorithm, so we can keep getting more views and we can keep showing people the different places here in Orlando. Just want to say thank you for that. Please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Really supports the channel as well. Guys, thank you so much. I can never say it enough. This is, so far, it's been a great start to the new year, so I'm really excited with that as well. So here's to more and more restaurants, guys. But I will see you next Sunday, and until then, let's just keep on eating.